What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, bringing you guys our Week 8 team builder, going against my boy John, aka Pokémon, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers. John's a great friend of mine, a tremendous battler. We just played him in the NPA. So if you guys missed that, feel free to check out the playlist in the description for NPA and our APA battles if you guys are into league content. But John is a tremendous battler with a very, very scary team. I'm not so forward looking at this matchup, although I do think we have a much better matchup than we did in the NPA. So if you guys are excited, show some love with the like button down below. If you're new, like I said, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Let's talk a little about John's team right now. First up, Mega Diancie. Disgusting. Really fast, really hard hitting. It has access to Power Gem now, as opposed to, I think before you were running like Diamond Storm or Ancient Power as far as Rock Stab goes. So very fast, 110 base speed. He has the Garchomp, great Fairy, great Dragon right out the gate. Very fast Pokemon, 102 base speed. Often seen as like a choice Scarf set. You know, anytime you see Garchomp, it's like always Scarf Chomp. Unless proven otherwise. So Stealth Rocker can set up with Swords Dance as well, which is very, very scary. He has the Cresselia, a very fat and bulky Psychic type Pokemon. Very, great HP stat, great defensive stat, great special defensive stat. It's got the Levitate ability, making it immune to ground type moves. So it takes a lot to take this thing down, especially if it starts Calm Minding up. He has the Serena. It is, pure grass type. Does have the Queenly Majesty ability, which prevents us from going for priority moves against it. It can spin, it can set up screens, it can high jump kick, play rough. It did get access to power up this generation. Signature move, Trop Kick, does reduce the attack stage by 1, so that is something to worry about. U-turn does have reliable recovery with Synthesis as well. He's the Jolteon, an incredibly fast Pokemon, typically seen with Volt Absorb, but John has been known to run Quick Feet Jolteon quite a bit in his day. With 110 special attack stats, stuff like Shadow Ball, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, Tech Hidden Powers, all that good stuff. The Escavalier. Escavalier is a Pokemon that is very, very deadly. It does have the Swarm, the Shell Armor, or the Overcoat ability. Phenomenal defensively. 135 attack, 105 in defense. Just hits so hard, so hard, especially like just dual stab on that thing with like knockoff is just so much, just so much. He's the Tornadus Therian, an incredibly fast Pokemon, 121 speed with the Regenerator ability. So every time it returns from battle and comes back in, it gains 33% of its health back. It can knock off, it can taunt, it can be special, it can be physical. It's so very hard just to plan on how to take that thing out. Especially if you're like, all right, I can knock this thing out if he's not AV, and then all of a sudden he's an Assault Vest Tornadus and you can't knock him out. So something to work for. Something to look for. Tentacruel, an incredibly fast Pokemon. I don't know what to think of Tentacruel. John's ran Swords Dance Tentacruel this season. Like, I don't know what to do against this. I have to assume it's going to be a specially defensive Mon with Rapid Spin, Scald, Poison Stab, and Tech Move. I don't know. Knockoff, maybe. I don't know. Piloswine, we are very familiar with in the NPA. John has Piloswine in the GBA. While it is not as offensively powerful as the Mamoswine, as its evolution, it provides great bulk because it can use the Eviolite with that thick fat ability as well. Can set rocks, has priority in Ice Shard. It can Earthquake, Icicle Crash, all that good stuff. Hariyama's a Pokemon I don't want to see come. A tremendous amount of HP, incredible physical attack. It has Guts, it has Thick Fat, it has Sheer Force, which I'm not looking forward to any of those. Has priority in Fake Out, Bullet Punch, it can Close Combat, it can Earthquake, it can Belly Drum. Man, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And then he also has the Incineroar, Fire Dark type Pokemon, 115 attack, U-turn, Flare Blitz, Darkest Lariat, things like that. I don't anticipate Incineroar, but we'll talk a little about our team now so you can see what we're bringing and why we're bringing it. First up here, Real Steel the Jirachi holding the leftovers. Toxic Substitute, Fire Punch, and Iron Head. Fire Punch hits the Escavalier. Iron Head hits like everything else. Subtoxic is nice for things like the Cresselia. Subtoxic is nice for things like the Garchomp. If we're already behind a substitute, he obviously has to go for an Earthquake to break our sub. We can Toxic that boy. Like I said, Fire Punch hits the Escavalier. Fire Punch also hits the Serena as well. Iron Head flinches are always a nice thing to have. 20% chance to burn with the Fire Punch is pretty cool too. Fingers crossed for that. We have enough speed to outspeed Jolly Incineroar. We have a tremendous amount of HP, so things like Tentacruel can't break our sub, which is really nice. We can just kind of sub Iron Head, do all that fun stuff, unless he's got more speed than this. So we also are speed creeping uninvested Tentacruel. I thought the Iron Head was going to be better just instead of the Zen Headbutts, just because otherwise Incineroar walls us, which is not good. At least Tentacruel we can flinch it to death. So I mean, we can flinch no, we couldn't flinch the Incineroar to death. We'd have to Fire Punch it. That's not going to turn out well. So, next up here, SD Beedrill is coming this week. Anima is coming. U-turn, Poison Jab, Knockoff. Let me really quickly just toss in Mega Beedrill in this calc just so you guys can see it. just so you guys can see it. It is outspeeding everything on his team by 1 point. Scarf Pokemon that outspeed this could include something like Garchomp, but this outspeeds everything aside from a Scarfer. U-Turn and Poison Jab are really nice for his team. Knockoff is cool for removing the items. We're +2. We just kind of start knocking things out, which is really, really nice. This is my lead 100% of the time. Jolteon or Mega Beedrill just hits so hard against so much of his team. We outspeed everything on his team, so if we don't want to stay in, we just U-turn. If we want to stay in, we just Poison Jab and pretty much pick up a KO on like something that's much frailer, which I'm looking forward to. Next up, defensive Donphan. See Mentos with the Rocky Helmet, the sturdy ability. Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Roar. Max HP, max defense, for an attack with an impish nature. This helps deal with things like Garchomp. This helps deal with things like a Scavalier as well. Being able to set up rocks if he doesn't bring the Mega Diancie can be really nice because it does force Tentacruel to spin later, and we do have our spin blocker this week, which is really cool. Earthquake hits everything that's not named Cresselia. If Cresselia comes in, I click Roar because he'll be like, oh, I can set up on a Donphan. No, you can't. I'm going to roar you out. Phase things over hazards as well, shift him out, and all that good stuff. We are bringing Charge Bolt, Life Orb, Defiant Thunderous, Hidden Power Ice, Thunderbolt, Knockoff, and Flash Cannon. 4 in HP, 252 attack, 252 speed with a timid nature. With this speed, we are outspeeding Mega Diancie. Flash Cannon Oko's Mega Diancie. Hidden Power Ice does a tremendous amount to Garchomp. Thunderbolt does a lot to everything. It's not an immunity or resistance. Knockoff is cool for removing items. If he does go for something like a Defog with the Tornadus Therian, we are able to get that attack boost. Acid Spray decreases from Tentacruel's Scald. We can gain on that. I'm trying to think any other plausible situations where we lose a stat, and like Defog, Acid Spray. Give me something else. Give me something else. Give me something else. Those are the first two things that are coming to mind that are plausible things, but they boost our attack, and then Knockoff's going to be doing quite a bit more. So with Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, and Flash Cannon, just really good to have. Life Orb 4 attacks did really, really well this week in prep. Like I said, we've got enough speed to outspeed Mega Diancie, and then the rest in special attack, and then 4 in HP, just so we can have that autumn out. Next up here, Kirogiri. I really like this set, and it sets up all of our Tornadoes provided he does not have either Haze or Acid Spray. He's bringing one of those two. I'm hoping for Haze, not Acid Spray. Kirogiri is coming this week. Resto Chesto with the Mummy ability, obviously. Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, and Trick Room. He has no normal type on his team, so Shadow Ball just kind of wins the game. We can take hits and go for a Trick Room. We can rest up immediately after our Trick Room gets up, get back up to full. We can start Calm Minding. Even if he does bring Acid Spray and Tentacruel, if we can get a Calm Mind or 2 up, Shadow Ball is going to hurt that thing, and then that keeps our rocks up for the remainder of the time, which is what I'm hoping for, which is really, really, really what I'm hoping for there. And then last but not least, in my opinion, our win condition, Lycanroc Dusk, the Hound Dog, Choice Scarf, Lycanroc Dusk with the Tough Claws ability, Outrage, Drill Run, Stone Edge, and Crunch. 196 in speed with a Jolly Nature, so we can outspeed Scarf Chomp by 1 point, and Outrage obviously kills. Max attack, 52 in HP to give us the odd number to come in on entry hazards and odd amount of times, 4 in defense and 4 in special defense. Drill Run hits the Mega Diancie, Drill Run hits the Jolteon, Drill Run hits the Tentacruel, Drill Run hits the Incineroar, Stone Edge hits the Incineroar, Stone Edge hits the Tornadus Therian, Stone Edge hits everything that's not a rock resist because Lycanroc Dusk is just stupid strong. Crunch hits Cresselia. Crunch does a lot to Cresselia. Crunch actually, I believe, with the proper rolls, 2-hit KOs defensive Cresselia, which is disgustingly strong. And then, like I said, Outrage is there just in case he's Scarf Chomp and we need to go in and we need to secure a KO. So that is our team going up against the New Orleans Pelippers in week 8 of the GBA. If you guys are excited, show some love in the like button down below. Of course, if you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure while you guys are down there, go check out John's channel. He's a great friend of mine, fantastic content creator as well. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Later.